Speaking of germs, though, Mike Pence is under some scrutiny right here. Pence will be in North Carolina tomorrow, apparently. Um, and that's today, according to reports. So, yeah, no. So yeah, Pence is coming to North Carolina. His staff had 5 people in the staff, including his chief of staff, have tested positive for coronavirus. Pence has frequent in-person contact with these people. And now he's coming to my state. And there have been reports that Donald Trump and Mike Pence have, their rallies have been super spreader events all over the country. And it's hard to actually get the hard data on that stuff because contact tracing in this country literally does not exist. Because like testing in this country is so terrible, and because 30% of the country believes that germs are fake, it's really hard to actually get the definitive evidence. But there just so happen to be COVID spikes in a lot of these places that Donald Trump and Mike Pence are going to. So Mike Pence coming to my state, I think that that's a little scary. I don't want to die. I'm afraid to leave the fucking house because of these people, right? But Mike Pence's staff all dropping like flies. They're all dropping like flies, right? So we'll see. Like, we'll see Mike Pence, get a test on the North Carolina stage and say, you know what, everyone? Right before I walked up here, I got diagnosed with corona, but it's okay. And then everyone's just gonna like breathe in his coughs, right? Like, that's just how this shit works, right? Like, I don't know, man. They're just nuts. These people are fucking nuts, dude. They're nuts. Like, again, I want to just shout out Borat 2 again because the movie was so fucking good. Um, but the scene in Borat 2 where he crashes CPAC during Mike Pence's speech, and Mike Pence is talking about how there's only 15 coronavirus cases, right? That was like so bizarre to watch, right? Like there are 300,000 excess deaths in the year 2020, like about 250,000, right? That are directly attributable to COVID-19, right? And it's just like they've been so flippant about this from the start. From the start, there's 15 cases and they're fine. They're isolating. Remember during the first couple of weeks and months they just didn't test? Remember when there was no such thing as testing for like the first couple of months while these people were not isolating and just going out and spreading it across the country? Right? And then they just blame it all on Cuomo. Cuomo. It's all Cuomo's fault. I banned China. Cuomo. It's Cuomo's fault. And Cuomo's terrible, right? We know that. Cuomo is not good at all. He's not a great leader. He's not a good leader, right? And that's the problem here is like it's just a bunch of really terrible leaders like pinging off like this on each other. It's like, it's not my fault, it's your fault. And then Mike Pence is like, no, you. And then Donald Trump is like, heh, no, you. And then Andrew Cuomo is like, no, you. And then Nancy Pelosi is like, no, you. And it's just like, that's what we've been dealing with while 300,000 people have died that otherwise would not have, right? And then so, like, I don't know, there's the news of Mike Pence's team falling down to corona. It's good news for Schadenfreude. It's good news for irony. It's good news to feel good about something in this world. But we have to remember that they've been flippant about this from the get-go. They've not believed in germs from the get-go. And these people are directly responsible for the biggest death toll that we've seen in at least a couple decades. Of American citizens, right? And it's just gross. Shit is just gross, dude. Like, again, I know people that like died of this virus, like, not like personal friends, but like, adjacent family members and stuff. And they just, from the get-go, they just didn't give a shit. From the get-go, just didn't give a fucking shit. And so, go watch Borat 2. That's my official endorsement of that film. Um, Jesus Christ, though. That's wild. It's just, ugh, this sucks. I really hope that, like, again, I hope that there is no Civil War 2, 2.5, whatever. I really hope that Donald Trump just loses, and then it's like, okay, I lose. You got this, Joe. And then doesn't use the lame duck to, like, kill American citizens. You know? Like, I know, like, Trump is not going to have a heart, you know? Like, oh, I lost the election. All right, let's just deplete the treasury and give all the money back to America. Like, I know Trump's not going to give every American citizen like a $10,000 check in the mail and say, all right, Joe Biden, have fun, and just like walk out. I wish. I wish. But let's be honest, that's not happening. Let's be honest. Jesus Christ. We are fucked in this country. We are fucked.